You ever meet somebody that's training for 3 years and yet somehow they already have a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a brown belt in karate, a purple belt in judo, and an honorary yellow belt in UFC fighting that allows them to be able to critique everybody? At this rate, by 2030, we'll have newborn babies coming out the womb wearing colored rash guards. Actually, I've been training the ecological approach since conception. I think we have a problem. And it's not with belts themselves, but what the belts are supposed to mean. Because in 2026, I think we're living through a belt inflation. Now, before anybody says, okay, Grandpa, tell us about going to jiu-jitsu class uphill both ways in the snow. I'm not saying the old days are perfect. They absolutely weren't. You had sandbagging, you had politics, and weird jiu-jitsu cult behavior. Had a surprising amount of guys named Steve that just never seemed to wash their gis. It truly was the dark ages. But there was usually an understanding. A belt wasn't a participation trophy. It wasn't you attend enough classes, you can get promoted. It was you can actually do jiu-jitsu and make it work. You had a skill level, you had composure, you had experience, and you could help others improve. The belt represented competence. Nowadays, sometimes it only represents excellent attendance. Before we get instructors in the comments losing their minds, I'm not saying that instructors are evil. I think it's just an incentive system. Gyms are businesses. Businesses need retention. If students leave because promotions are too slow and the school down the way is ready to belt them if they attend enough classes or pay enough money at a seminar, well, in a way, you want to speed things up and stay relevant. Nobody wants this conversation.
Coach, I'm training for 3 years and I'm still a blue belt.
Well, that is correct, because you still panic when somebody grabs your collar. If you want to get a little more granular about the business of martial arts, be sure to check out my video here, which I'll link about McDojos, which goes into some of the details and why there's so much profit in martial arts schools. So what happens? Promotions become predictable, almost subscription-based, like Netflix. Train X years, receive Y belt. Instead of Stranger Things, you get a purple belt and crippling imposter syndrome.
2 nights after getting the purple belt, I came into the gym and we were doing a class, and I'm pretty sure one of the blue belts tapped me. And in my mind, it was just like, I don't deserve this belt. What am I doing? I've let everyone down, but that's just the imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I think we all get that.
And this isn't just jiu-jitsu. You can see this in karate. You can see this in judo, taekwondo, krav maga. Some schools have so many belts. You practically need a spreadsheet. Yellow belt, orange stripe, orange belt with a blue stripe, blue belt with orange tips, plaid belt, seasoned pumpkin spice belt. At some point, you're not ranking skill. You're simply collecting Pokemon. And social media, man, social media has poured gas on this thing like you wouldn't believe. Because belts aren't just personal milestones anymore. They're content. Promotion videos, black belt reels, emotional speeches, low motion hugging, dramatic music, everybody crying. Look, I'm not judging. I cried watching Rocky 3. But belts have become part of your personal brand. And once something becomes branding, there is going to be pressure to accelerate it. I mean, who wants to post, yep, still a blue belt, year 6. Just hanging in there. Meanwhile, that guy could be an absolute monster to roll with. I mean, I've met and trained with blue belts that could absolutely wreck hobbyist black belts. I met black belts who looks like they downloaded jiu-jitsu back in 1996 with the Matrix.
I'm going to learn jiu-jitsu.
But sometimes it's telling a very flattering version of the truth. Here's why I think this matters. Belts stop meaning something, students stop trusting them. And that's bad for everybody, because the belt isn't supposed to be a reward. It's supposed to be information. Imagine if pilots did promotions like martial arts, or doctors. Obviously, martial arts isn't surgery. It's cooler. But if you're teaching self-defense, or coaching people, or representing expertise, there should be some standard, because belts are promises. Promises to students, promises to the community, and promises that a person can do what you say they can do. Now, I want to be fair. I know some of you are already typing, Coach Andre, belts have always been subjective. You're right, they have. Not everybody trains for competition. Not everybody wants to become Gordon Ryan. Some people train twice a week. They're 48. They've got kids. They've got a mortgage. Their lower back makes sounds that gets microwave popcorn, and that's okay. Belts should account for age, consistency, teaching ability, and character. The older I get, the less I care if somebody wins the gym championship. Can they stay calm under pressure? Can they protect themselves? And can they make the room better? But there's still going to be a floor, a minimum standard. Otherwise, you're not promoting excellence. We're just promoting optimism. So, is belt inflation real? I think so. Do I think every gym is guilty? There's no way. Absolutely not. There are incredible instructors that hold incredibly high standards, building even better communities. Do you think it's worth asking, what does your belt mean? Not what color it is, not how long you had it, not what Instagram says that it is. If tomorrow somebody took your belt away, would your training partners know what level you are? Would your skill speak for itself? Because that's the belt nobody can inflate. And honestly, that's the belt I'm chasing these days. The invisible one. The one where people roll with you and they go, yeah, I think this guy knows a little bit of something. Because eventually the fabric fades, the stripes fall off, everybody gets older, knees practically explode, and warm-ups become negotiations. But skill, character, the ability to help somebody become better, that's the stuff that lasts. Although if they do introduce a dad belt for guys over 40, with coffee privileges, ibuprofen sponsorship, and mandatory discussions about lawn care, I'm in. First in line, black belt, 3 stripes. So what do you think? Is belt inflation a real problem? Or am I just an old guy yelling at a pile of colorful pajamas? See you guys in the next one.